Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.
Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. September 4th is fast approaching. Almost too fast. I think it was May or June when I spoke about doing this live. So it was so far in the future, I wasn't really thinking about it. But now, we're just over a week away. I'm getting a little bit nervous. Don't know why. I speak in front of live audiences all the time. It's what I do. But yeah, a little nervous. Excited, but nervous as well. I go to the venue for the first time today to check it out. So I've seen it, like photos and videos, but I said, let me just go there and see it in person. And from the photos, the way it works is that there's like a foyer area where you guys can get your drinks and stuff and food before you come into the venue, almost like a bit of a cinema. So yeah, that's the way it works. And that foyer area, so after we've done the show, that foyer area is where we can all mingle and have a little chat and stuff. Also, just as a side note, I am filming this. It will be filmed for the YouTube channel. So I only say this is because there is going to be a point where you guys can ask questions. So there'll be like a mic for you guys to ask questions. And if you don't want to be on camera, maybe have a think about asking the question. I'm sure all of you guys will be cool with it, but just a word of caution. If you do ask a question, it's very likely you will be on film. So yeah, just to point that out as well. But yeah, looking forward to it. September 4th should be fun. I think this isn't going to be a one and done. I think we're going to do loads of these all over the place, like up and down the country, then all over the world. Who knows? All right. Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. Boxing has a problem child. I like the play on words there. Obviously, Jake Paul nicknamed the problem child. You know what the problem is? I don't think boxing has a problem. I think the problem is that we want to see Gervonta Davis in meaningful fights. I think that's the issue, right? Gervonta Davis has been sort of front and center for feels like a decade now. Obviously, those times with Floyd, then when Floyd left, those times with Leonard Ellaby, and now he's by himself. Obviously, that big Ryan Garcia fight. And I thought that Ryan Garcia fight would just propel him to have big fight after big fight after big fight. And I actually thought he would turn into the next Canelo, who turned into Canelo after Floyd. You know, Floyd used to fight September, May. Then Canelo started doing it September, May. I actually thought Gervonta was going to be that guy that gave us September, May, and he was just going to go boom. And it hasn't happened. So that's the problem. Will Gervonta, who's going to make around 56, some of the numbers, anyway, that's another video. But will Gervonta, who's going to make around 50, 60 million, say, you know what, I'm done? I think he's spoken about sort of leaving and quitting boxing. I'm sure he has. If he doesn't, how old's Gervonta? If he doesn't, hopefully we can get some big fights from him. But at this stage, I'm starting to doubt it. 30, 31 in November. Yeah, still young enough. It's just desire and hunger. What is the bigger fight? Like, in terms of numbers, Gervonta versus Jake or AJ versus Jake? I was kind of debating this with Gareth A. Davis today on our TalkSport pod. And I was like, surely it's AJ versus Jake from a worldwide standpoint. Like AJ versus Jake would still do massive numbers in America. Obviously, it does incredible numbers over here. Anywhere in the world, Africa, anywhere in the world. I just feel Gervonta versus Jake is an American fight. Could be wrong. And by the way, isn't the day one day before Ben Eubank? That's risky. I mean, all eyes are going to be on Ben Eubank. But look, we'll see. It should be a good fight. All right, let's talk Dillian Whyte for a second. Let me get my phone out, because Dillian Whyte has took to social media and has basically said that he is going to continue and not retire, which I kind of thought was the case anyway. I posted about him on my Instagram saying something along the lines of that he's won in life, right? I mean, anyone that's come from where Dillian Whyte's come from and the hardship growing up, and you know, you become a millionaire and you fight for a world title, you've done okay. So I always knew he was going to come back, because he responded to that Instagram post by saying, I'll be back. But now he's made it official. He said this is not where my story ends. I may have lost this fight, but not the fire that built me. Thank you to everyone who's been standing buying me through the highs and the lows. I'll be back at TBS, the Body Snatcher. So yeah, look, I've always, early me, I'm always quick to say, stop, and I've done it. And I've always been kind of smacked on the wrist, like, Ade, stop saying people should retire. It's just my opinion, right? I'm allowed to give my opinion. With Dillian Whyte, I knew that he would never quit or stop after that fight. Like, he's never, ever wanting to go out like that. He just isn't. And I guess, look, the easiest thing with boxers, like, I think Moses Atama is very much at the very, very top table of heavyweights. I really do think he's that good. I know people like, calm down, he hasn't beat anyone, blah, blah, blah. But you can see it. So it's actually quite easy. All you've got to do is take a couple of steps down. I mean, is there anything left in Dillian Whyte? Well, I guess we'll find out in the next fight, because he'll take a couple of steps down. And that's it. The unfortunate thing for Dillian Whyte is when you take a couple of steps down, you take a couple of steps down in money as well. Maybe even take a couple of steps down in interest. But yeah, there are still fights out there for Dillian Whyte. He got caught cold, and that was that. I mean, the idea for Dillian Whyte would have been to try and take Moses into deep waters. I think a lot of people expected, and I said, look, this fight could go one way. Dillian Whyte gets iced early, and this is the beauty of me having a YouTube channel. So when I do say it, it's there. I recorded it with Jim, and I said, Dillian Whyte gets iced early, or he takes Moses into deep waters. He got iced early. One of those two things were going to play out, right? So I understand the want. If he can stay in that kind of shape and maybe have one more to know if Moses is just that special, or does Dillian have something left in the tank? Maybe they try and revisit the Joe Joyce fight, which was supposed to happen, and then we would have found out a lot about Dillian Whyte, I think. Maybe they do that. Joe Joyce coming off a defeat, Dillian coming off a defeat. Maybe that's an undercard fight for somewhere. There are names out there. Johnny Fisher. I mean, people might laugh at them, but these are good names, you know. So look, there are options. And once there are still options, and as he said, the fire burns, then it's always going to be difficult to tell someone to stop. It's always going to be difficult. I mean, look at Deontay Wilder. Maybe that's an option. There are these type of fights out there for Dillian Whyte. And another reason why I knew Dillian Whyte was going to continue is because for many reasons, he hasn't been active. For many reasons. Do we need to get into those? You guys know the reasons. So, because he's not been active, he's not been fighting. Because he's not been fighting, he's not been making money. Do you know what I mean? So he will want to fill his pockets before it's all said and done. And he's probably thinking, you know, if I can just get one big win, Joe Joyce will kind of be that. And then maybe I can roll the dice against someone big again. Maybe. All these fighters will think this way. All of them. Again, Deontay Wilder now all of a sudden looks like he's going to be in a multi-million-dollar fight with Francis Ngannou. Whereas I said Deontay Wilder should have retired after getting poleaxed by Zhang. He's had one win. All of a sudden, he's now potentially going to make 7 figures again. That's the heavyweight division at the moment. It's almost the wrong time to not be active and retire. And the thing that might help Dillian, and I think it does, and you guys I think will agree with me, it didn't take a beating. You know what I mean? You'd rather that, what happened to him, than a 10-round war. Because that takes it out on you. You get knocked out, you get knocked out. It didn't take a beating. So he's probably gone back into the change room and thought, oh, for fuck's sake. Where, you know, most people after 10-round wars, you're going straight to the hospital. Do you know what I mean? And they take so much longer to recover from. So if he's mentally still strong enough, then I don't see an issue with it. I do think they might need to look at the setup. I don't know how long Dillian's been with Buddy McGirt. I think Buddy's a great trainer, but sometimes there's a great trainer for a fighter. I think what Buddy's doing with Callum's fantastic. Look at it. Callum looks bloody ridiculous at the moment. I don't know if I've seen the improvements under Buddy with Dillian. I'm not sure. So maybe there is a question to look at that. But again, I'm not surprised. I do think there actually are a couple of fights for him out there. I think the Joe Joyce fight, as I say, makes sense. I don't know what Deontay Wilder's going to do, if he is going to take the Ngannou fight. Is there an appetite for Chisora? I don't know, especially after seeing what we saw. Again, Johnny Fisher's out there. Guys, there are fights out there. So, look, I'm not surprised that he wants to continue. But I do think he needs to look at his setup. I know it's based out in Portugal. Maybe you bring it back here, and I don't know. maybe you get into a camp with other top fighters as well, iron sharpen iron and all that talk. Virgil Ortiz style is tailor-made for Boots Ennis, says Eddie Hearn. I disagree. I mean, Virgil Ortiz can mix it up. Virgil Ortiz will make you fucking work for it. Anyone beating Virgil Ortiz knows that they're going to have to go to the fucking well. Pardon my French. He will make you work. This guy is an animal. I saw it against Majimov. Majimov was having his way and he was dancing and he was jumping around and he was doing all that. And then all of a sudden Virgil was like, we ain't doing that shit no more. Got him into the corner and was working. And all of a sudden Majimov starts fighting Virgil's fight. Virgil's a big problem. He's now grown into the 154-pound division as well. So he's got all those problems that he had with the illnesses of trying to make 147s done. There's no way his style's tailor-made. It's a great fight. It's a 50-50 fight. But I'm not having these styles tailor-made. No, not having that at all. Where does Lamont Roach Jr. go from here? I mean, he's got options. I mean, that young kid, Kamel Moton is calling him out. He ain't going to do that. He's only 19. Floyd's young fighter. He can wait for the winner of Abdullah Mason, Sam Noakes. I mean, Floyd Schofield's out. Options is what I'm trying to say. And then, look, does he want to go down a weight? Does he want to go down to super feather? Let's not forget, he is, I think he's still a belt holder in that division. I mean, O'Shaki Foster's there. Stephen Fulton is now in the division. We saw Raymond Ford, on the weekend? Weekend. When was that fight? 2 weekends ago. So there are options out there for him. So he's okay. He's okay. All right. Is that it? That kind of is it. All right, guys, girls. See you. Or we're gonna do more videos, but see you on the 4th. Peace.
Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now.
Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.